Hello all, welcome to our channel Lawcom. And today, on the occasion of Constitution Day, we are going to tell you about a very interesting and very famous case, that is Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India. Year was 2018. So we are exploring this case, which was one of the most powerful constitutional judgment in modern India. This is the case that finally decriminalized Section 377 and redefined the meaning of dignity, privacy, equality, and identity in our constitutional framework. This case came before the Supreme Court in 2018 through series of writ petitions filed by individuals from the LGBTQ community, including the renowned dancer Navtej Singh Johar. The petition challenged Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code. The respondent was the Union of India, and the matter was heard by Constitution Bench led by Chief Justice Deepak Mishra. This was not just a legal battle, it was a fight for recognition, acceptance, and humanity. So let give you a background of Section 377. To understand the case, we must go back in time, the time of Oscar Wilde, when he was sent to jail just for being who he was. Section 377 is a colonial era law introduced by the British in 1800. It criminalized so called carnal intercourse against the order of nature, a vague phrase that was historically used to target LGBTQ persons. Crucially, the law applied irrespective of age, consent, or gender. This meant that even consensual relationship between the adult were considered crime. The key issues before the Supreme Court was, and the court has to answer some fundamental constitutional question. Can the state criminalize consensual private act between adults? Second, does Section 377 violate Article 14, 15, 19, and 21? Third, is sexual orientation a protected part of identity, autonomy, and privacy? These questions went to the very heart of what it means to live with dignity under the Indian Constitution. Petitioner came up with very good arguments. Like petitioner argued that sexual orientation is innate, not chosen, not learned, and certainly not a disease. They said Section 377 attacked their dignity, violated their privacy, denied autonomy, and subjected them to discrimination fear. They placed strong reliance on two major judgments. NALSA 2014, which recognized transgender right, Puttaswamy 2017, which affirmed privacy as fundamental right. Together, these cases laid the foundation for challenging the constitutionality of Section 377. Respondent position here was, interestingly, the Union of India did not oppose the petition. It stated that the question of decriminalizing consensual adult same-sex relations should be left entirely to the wisdom of the court. However, they requested that broader LGBTQ rights, such as marriage, adoption, or inheritance, not be decided in this case. What was court's reasoning? The Supreme Court began with the idea of identity. It said identity is intrinsic to one's existence. If you deny someone's identity, you deny their dignity and their liberty. The court emphasized that sexual orientation is an integral part of identity, and identity with dignity is protected by the Constitution. The court also relied heavily on Puttaswamy to say that sexual orientation is a core aspect of privacy and autonomy. Next, the court turned to equality and constitutional morality. It said that Section 377 singled out a class of citizens, like you don't belong to the society, and subjected them to discrimination. This violated Article 14. It also clarified that Article 15's protection against discrimination on the basis of sex includes sexual orientation. Most importantly, the court distinguished between social morality and constitutional morality. The Constitution, not social prejudice, must guide justice. The court further said that Section 377 restricted freedom of expression, the freedom to express one's identity and to form relationship. It also relied on the harm principle. If two adults are engaging in consensual acts in private and no harm is caused, the state has no business to entering their bedroom. The law, the court said, cannot police intimacy. The final judgment given by court was that it unanimously struck down Section 377, insofar as it criminalized consensual same-sex relation between adults. It clarified that non-consensual act and bestiality remain punishable. The judgment powerfully reaffirmed equality, privacy, dignity, sexual orientation as a fundamental aspect of identity. It was a victory not just for LGBTQ community but for the constitutional justice itself. What was key takeaway? What we can take from this case is that this verdict is one of the most progressive in Indian legal history. It restored dignity to millions of individuals who had long lived in the shadow of fear, stigma, and criminalization. The judgment strengthened the idea of inclusivity and positioned constitutional morality at the center of public life. It also laid the foundation for future advances in LGBTQ plus rights. As Justice Indu Malhotra famously said, that history owes an apology to the LGBTQ community. This case reminds us that the Constitution is a living, breathing document, one that protects love, dignity, identity, and the right to simply be who we are. Thank you and happy Constitutional Day.